Hi, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time for Taroscopes. We'll be doing the Taroscopes for the sign of Pisces. That's Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, and Pisces Rising for the month of June 2023. So before we get to the reading, I want to take a little bit of take a look at the astrology of June. Now, June is another transformational month, but it's a little different than May. May was, I think, much more intense. A lot of pressure, a lot of, something's got to give kind of energy in May. And now something has given, and we're moving into June, and we still have to deal with challenges, of course, as we always do, but it's not, the pressure is off a little bit. We do have both Saturn and Neptune, of course, in your sign of Pisces, sitting in that first house, and though both those planets station retrograde. Saturn on the 17th stations retrograde in Pisces, and then on the 30th, Neptune, your ruler, one of your rulers of your sign, stations retrograde. The other ruler of your sign, which can be Jupiter if you go by the classical ruler for Pisces, is now in Taurus. That's good for you, Pisces, because what it does is it brings a stabilizing influence, and it's easier to actually manifest your dreams with Jupiter in Taurus, although it does take a lot of hard work and put your back into a kind of energy, which, Pisces are fish. They're not always into putting their back into things, but if you do, you will benefit from it greatly. But Saturn and Neptune changing direction in that first house, especially Saturn, I think, is a good time to reevaluate the way that you treat your body. The first house is your physical body. And Pisces aren't always that aware of their physical body because it's a sign that's more interested in moving into the oneness of spirit. I've had many Pisces friends who forgot to eat. I had one friend who was a Pisces, and my first question to her always was, "Did you eat anything?" Because she'd be like, "Ooh," and she worked. She was like a pretty high up, probably at the time, a pretty high up in McDonald's. So she was surrounded by food all day, but she never ate. So if you're one of those Pisces, make sure you're eating, especially with Taurus, and I mean Jupiter and Taurus now. So watch that, because if you don't have the energy, it's because you probably haven't fed yourself, whether it's actual or metaphorical, because Pisces does have a tendency to be a martyr to things. So don't do that. Don't do that, Pisces. All right, what else is going on with Pisces? We do have a full moon in the sign of Sag, which is your 10th house. The moon is up there in the 10th house, and the sun will be down in your 4th house. It is the axis of authority, inner and outer authority, and security. So security issues come up. Saturn is actually square the axis of the full moon, and so again, you're being required to take care of yourself in order for you to take on the authority and to take on the positions and be more secure. Part of the insecurity is the fact that perhaps you're not taking care of your physical body, so you need to do that as well, because without health, you can't have wealth. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. We also have a new moon in Gemini that's happening towards the end of the month. I believe it's on the 18th. We have the new moon in Gemini, which is actually square Neptune, which a few days later goes retrograde. So Neptune in that first house is powerful. Neptune is the energy of mass consciousness. So you have that energy in your first house. So what you focus on and where you put your energy has a lot of power. That new moon in your 4th house gives you an opportunity to plant seeds for a new foundations here. And they can be foundations, actual foundations, like doing stuff in your house. But you do have, with Neptune there, you just have to make sure that You don't have any leaks, so watch that. Leaks, like make sure if you're doing, like if you're actually doing foundational work in your house, make sure that they put all the things that keep the water out of the house, right? Keep that water out of the foundation of the house. I don't know why I said that, but that's for somebody out there. Okay, what else is going on? Venus, which is a planet that Pisces loves. Venus is exalted in Pisces, is actually in Leo now, moved into Leo, and is going to be there until October 8th, because we have a Venus retrograde cycle. For you, Pisces, let's see, where is Venus in Leo? This is Gemini. So we're talking about your third house. Hold on a second, guys. I'm trying to. Leo. Hold on. I can't. Sometimes I get stuck on this. Hold on. Sixth house. It's going to be there for 4 months. Going direct. Venus goes all the way from 0 to 29 degrees of Leo, and then stations retrograde and goes back all the way to 13 of Leo. So this is again indicating a time for you to take care of your health. Take care of your health. Make sure that you think enough of yourself to take care of yourself. Okay. So you can be strong enough to do all the things that the future holds for you, but you have to be strong enough to do it. And is there anything else? Pluto does go back into Capricorn this month. It's been in Aquarius for a small amount of time. It moved into Aquarius. Let's see, was that back in March, April, May? Yes. And now it moves back. I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly, but now it's going to move back into Capricorn. And for you, Pisces, that's your 11th house. Yes, that's your 11th house of friends. It actually dipped into your 12th house, which for you, Pisces, is okay. When it was in Aquarius, dipped into your 12th house. You're a 12th house sign, so there was some magic happening. But again, like the possibilities of what could be can only be if you take care of your health. So let's do that. All right, I think that's all I want to say about the astrology. Again, if you want a more specific look at the astrology of the month, check out my week ahead videos and the astrology Kabbalah of June 2023. All right, so we're going to use the Light Seers deck. One of my favorite decks, actually. I love it because it's an optimistic deck. I love a good optimistic deck. And it's kind of hip. So I like, if I do a reading on a young person, I like to use this deck because it really resonates with them. All right. Just give me a moment here. I'm going to take a little sip from Sasquatch, from our favorite Squatch. Ireland is as I understand it, is a Pisces country, and I have my moon in Pisces. So I was right at home in Ireland, right at home. And yeah, it's like I came home. I must have had a past life leaving the country. But it's a wonderful, wonderful place full of wonderful people. Funny, just funny. We laughed, we cried, we laughed, we cried. That was pretty much it. We laughed and cried and drank Guinness and ate Irish butter on delicious scones and Irish soda bread. It's just like a whole different experience. Oh, and if you're ever there in season and you have the opportunity to have an Irish strawberry, I'm telling you, it will change your life. It will ruin your relationship to most other strawberries on the planet, but it's worth it, let me tell you. Guinness, strawberries, butter, and Irish cream. I mean the real cream, not the drinky cream. Although I don't know why I like the drinky cream. I don't know why I didn't drink that. I understand. Probably too full of butter. You have to put a line in the sand somewhere. I am a Pisces moon after all, and I do, and I'm be telling you this whole reading that you have to take care of your body. But oh, I can't imagine Irish cream is bad for you. I just can't even imagine it. Okay. All right, let's see what we're starting with. We're starting with the Seven of Cups, choices to be made. Choices to be made. It's hard. This is a hard card to make choices because you're not seeing what's really there. It's like this guy is looking at all these things that he could be choosing from, but you can't really see what's underneath the cup, right? You can't see what's underneath the cup. So just a warning about how you're making, be very careful with the choices that you're making. That's what that says. Let's see the challenge. Staying open to the promptings of Spirit, the High Priestess. You may not know what's best for you, but Spirit does. And so it's important that you stay open to that. Let's see what's at the root. The King of Swords. Decisions need to be made. So it's a little difficult to make decisions because of the delusional quality of that Seven of Cups. But at the root of it, you need to use your logical mind, Pisces. In the past, we have the Four of Wands. This is happiness. This is actually a wedding card, like celebration at a wedding. And because I'm a Pisces moon and I just came from a wedding celebration, this has meaning for me, certainly. But celebration in the past, let's see what's in the sky. Work. There's a lot of work. You have plenty of work to keep you busy. And it may seem a little like drudgery, but it is important that you do it. You need to take care of the details of life, especially your money. Take care of your money. Figure that out. Figure out what you have, what you owe, how you're going to get there. All of that stuff is important. You're going to have to let go. This is the immediate future, or this is the card for the month. Letting go of things that no longer are satisfying you on a spiritual level. My cat is outside my door howling like crazy. Now he's banging on the door. I'll be right back. I got to let Charlie in. Who's in charge here, right? Charlie's in charge. Yes, Charlie, I know. I had to let him in. He was, shh. Mom is busy. I'll be with you in 5 minutes, okay? Charlie. So there are things you're going to have to leave behind, but even if you put a lot of energy into it, there's no wasted time here. Don't feel like you're a failure because you couldn't finish it. If it's not fulfilling you, you have to move away from it. That's just the end of the story. This is actually a Pisces card in the system I use, the first decan of Pisces, which is where Saturn is. So what Saturn says is don't waste your time on those things that don't matter. Focus on the things that do, even if you've already put a lot of effort into that. Let's see, how you're seen from the outside. You're actually seen as pretty upright, vigilant, willing to fight for what you believe. That's nice. A domestic situation. Something new, taking that leap of faith in your domestic situation. Just going for it. I don't know what that means, but that's what it says. Hopes and fears, the Four of Cups, divine discontent. You know all about divine discontent because you would be content just to float into the great cosmic sea. But we are on planet Earth and we have to deal with stuff. And so when things feel stagnant, you need to look around and see where things aren't stagnant. You need to count your blessings. You need to move past what you know into the possibility of perhaps what you don't know, right? Okay, let's see the outcome card here. We have the Page of Cups. This guy is a little bit not very grounded, so we have to watch for that. Somebody can come into your life that is very, very well-meaning, but not particularly grounded. And I'm just going to pull to see if we can get a major arcana within 3. We have the Three of Swords. So new relationship coming in, be careful of it. They may not mean to hurt you. But again, this is asking you to be practical this month. And then the Seven of Pentacles, nurturing what you've planted. Make sure you're nurturing yourself, nurturing your money, nurturing your resources. Don't allow somebody who's promising you the world to break your heart and take you from what it is you really need to focus on. Let's see what's underneath here. We have the Five of Pentacles, which can be fear of change and fear of loss. We have the Moon, which can be some lunacy. This is actually the Pisces card. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which says to balance your finances, find your balance. So what these cards indicate to me, that the best way forward for you is practical application. Do the work that's necessary. Take care of your health. A decision needs to be made, but first you need to be strong enough to do it. And you need to sort of take away any of these things that are draining you, that are not necessary for you to have, whether it be a relationship, a situation, or even just an addiction to watching the news. I mean, I guess it's important to be informed of certain things, but to be hit over the head with things that you have no control over may not be all that healthy for you. So be aware of that. Okay, guys, have yourself a wonderful month. Like and subscribe if you would. If you'd like to have a reading with me, I do that. You can check out my website, theseedtotransformation.com. There will be a link below for that. If you want to be a Patreon, you could do that as well. There's a link below. If that's not something you can do or something you're interested in, a like and a subscription to my channel helps. Share it with somebody you love. And I will see you again next month for the tarot scopes for the month of July. But until then, please take care of yourself and do what you need to do for yourself. Being a martyr doesn't serve anyone, least of all you. Take care. Namaste.